goodness, you guys, we made it to our very last tip and trick in the breakup cheat sheet. You are a rock star for making it this far. I am so immensely proud of you, given all the pain that you're going through, given all the fear and just the unsurety and feeling so abandoned and feeling so small. I remember all too well those feelings. And when I honestly think of all that I've been through the last 6 months and how I intentionally followed these steps and I made my breakup an alchemization of pain into triumph, I'm so proud of myself, and I could actually cry because I do honestly think that I couldn't have done this breakup better. I'm so proud of the way that I did it. I was so intentional and I used it as a catalyst for great healing and growth. But I'm also just so grateful that it helped me to not feel that pain anymore, because I remember that pain. I empathize with you. The pain is excruciating. It is so hard, and I am so grateful that I'm not there anymore. It was a hard-won peace that I attained and growth, and it was by following these steps. It was by time, but it was mostly being intentional and honoring myself. So thank you so much for honoring yourself, for being here. You're going to get here. You're going to get to the other side. The last step, protect your energy. Now, we've talked before, protect your energy, about listening to what you want to do, honoring your intuition, filling your free time with things that you feel compelled to do, creating art, things that make you happy. Listening to your body was number 7. Number 6 was eliminating things that stress you out and people that stress you out, demoting people that stress you out. Number 5 was get truthful with yourself. Get truthful with the relationship and what it was, and get truthful with yourself. Before that, we made an ick list. That was a precursor to getting truthful about our relationship. Number 3 was get a journal and carry it with you so that you can write out your emotions and flesh out your emotions, get them out into the ether. Number 2 was go no contact as well as you can. And the first one was make a promise that you will be gentle with yourself over this process, even when you break no contact, even when you do things that you're not proud of. Be so fiercely graceful to yourself. Give yourself so much grace for the hill, the mountain that you're climbing right now. I'm so proud of you. The last one, though, protect your energy. This is probably the most important because it encapsulates all of the above tools. Be intentional with your music and media. My ex and I had a foundational tether to music. And I had to be really intentional with the music I listened to, because if I listened to music that I listened to with him, it would just set me back and rewound me. There were times where I had to, because I wanted to feel bad for myself, but I didn't stay there long. I was very intentional with my energy, and when I listened to that music, it really brought my energy down. It affected my wavelength. Media. Does media trigger you? I realized that a lot of the true crime that I was watching was really bringing me down. It was about violence and abuse. I realized a lot of the podcasts that I had been listening to while in the relationship, where I was learning about narcissism, I couldn't listen to them anymore in my breakup because it was just triggering me. I had to be very careful with the media I consumed. Ditch interactions, friendships, and situations that make you feel the way you felt in your relationship. If I could say this in bold print verbally, I would. Situations, friendships, and interactions that make you feel the way you did in your relationship, cut them out immediately. Cut them out, because you will recognize when you get on this other side of healing that a lot of the patterns that you put up with in the relationship are actually patterns that you've had your whole life. In my case, it was playing small, accepting breadcrumbs, ignoring red flags, allowing abuse, going back after I'd been horribly treated, and not having respect for myself, betraying myself. I did that in my friendships. I did that in my family relationships, and I could recognize it now so succinctly because I know exactly how it feels to be in that toxic relationship. I was in it for 12 months. It's seared in my memory. It's seared in my body. It's seared in my nervous system. I remember what it feels like. So when I would start to see those patterns around me of friends and family, you can't really cancel out family. I mean, you can. You should if it's really bad. But in my case, I had to demote certain family members that I was giving a lot of attention to and that I was allowing in my sphere, I was giving access to, I had to stop giving access to them. I had to stop giving access to friends that were actively hurting me. I realized I had girlfriends that were in many ways like my ex. They were narcissists. They had narcissistic traits, and I had to axe those out of my life because I am not hurting myself and abusing myself anymore, and you can't either. You have to protect your energy. You will start to see things that lead to delusions. Remember number 4? Number 4 was get truthful with yourself. Are you being delusional? I was being delusional in a lot of my friendships. I was holding on to friendships that were not serving me. Sometimes friends were not being loyal to me. Friends had shown me that they couldn't hold space for me. They had shown me that they were too wrapped up in their own lives and their own relationships to give me a little bit of care now and again, to recognize that I was going through some hard things too, that I was going through a breakup. They weren't calling me. They weren't checking in on me. Like, no, forget it. Be alone. I was deluding myself that I needed them to feel special and important and chosen. Again, wanting to feel chosen. That's how I was in my relationship. I put up with bullshit to be chosen. I started to realize I was doing that in my friendships. I'd rather be alone. And there's a lot of space in my life now for new friends. And those spaces will be filled with new friends. Mine have. My friends now are miraculously on my same journey, and it is such a high vibe. It's beautiful. My friendships now are beautiful, but I had to clear out the space of friendships that were like that old pattern of that relationship, and you will start to see those. Listen and be really intentional about your media. I listen to the Vibe and Thrive Spotify playlist. I highly recommend it. It's very high vibrational. A lot of the frequencies of the songs are proven to put you on like a high energy, high vibe feeling. Even if it's cheesy, who cares? Do it. If you're walking out on a beautiful dewy morning and you see the sky and it's looking so miraculous and you're feeling a moment of like joy in the midst of all this pain, look up at the sky and just raise your arms and just say, God, this is so beautiful. Like, be ridiculous, because you need to celebrate when energy is good. Celebrate when you have cultivated safe energy around you and beauty around you. You did that by your intentions. And so just enjoy and like get on a high energy, okay? Get a kick-ass playlist if you need one. Get a like bad B playlist. I love those where I just am like, I'm not putting up with bullshit. Like, I got 99 problems, but a D ain't one. Like, get your breakup playlist and listen to that in your car. Let yourself cry with the sad songs once in a while, you know, like C number 9, do what you want to do. And if you need to do that to work through some trauma, do it, but don't let it last long. Get back on that bad B playlist. Listen to podcasts that uplift you. I changed my podcast from Am I Dating a Narcissist to Mel Robbins to We Can Do Hard Things with Glennon Doyle. I started listening to podcasts that like really like made me feel good, that like helped me in my recovery. Like, there's another part to this tip, which I have linked down below. I also have a series available, the Breakup Cheat Sheet, and it has each and every video in chronological order. I linked that down below. If you want to watch the entire series with a lot of extra content and a lot of extra exercises to really maximize this course, check me out over on YouTube. I have the entire course available for free.
I know it hurts.